Ladies and gentlemen, let's unveil this wild mystery. It seems this mistress has a love-hate thing going on with her maid, and it's definitely because of her charm. Roger's maid certainly caught attention. Poirot arrives at the restaurant and asks the fake detective if he's got the nursing home list. The fake detective hands it over, inquiring about his plan. Poirot stays silent, playing it mysterious. Also dining was Roger's lawyer, who had the audacity to help Mrs. Fuller manage her assets. He remembered the shocking fortune she dealt with right before kicking. That fortune was a whopping £20,000, all dumped into a mystery account, leaving the lawyer to wonder if Mrs. Fuller was being extorted. Poirot, after absorbing this, thought the case was more twisted than a pretzel. Mrs. Fuller's death, the butler's car wreck, the vanishing egg, and the maid's identity, these seemingly irrelevant clues are all tied to Roger's demise like a bad plot twist. He and the fake detective hopped on the latest train, heading straight for Roger's estate to interrogate young Roger, finding out what Roger whispered before his untimely demise. Young Roger, the little mystery, stammered and stumbled over his words until he grudgingly admitted he didn't visit Roger's study that fateful night. Poirot couldn't help asking, "Why lie when you look guilty?" Roger sighed. "Since Dad died, Mom and I moved in with Uncle. Life wasn't as glamorous as outsiders thought. Living off others? Hard to imagine. They borrowed money wildly to save face. To buy clothes and jewelry, they amassed debts. Friday night, he stole cash from Uncle's room but met the butler with wine. He feigned studying as an excuse, skillfully avoiding an early and awkward farewell. Baker, is Mr. Ackroyd trying to shake me off? Oh, splendid news, Mr. Roger. I did my job splendidly, $40 in hand, making me feel like a touch of dark humor." The next day, as the fake detective rolled toward Roger's estate, he couldn't help but chuckle over a headline Beck nabbed while stowaway in Liverpool. Obviously, the police had pinpointed him as Roger's killer. Poirot chuckled. "Fake news. I asked the newspaper to publish it." The fake detective gazed at Poirot, lamenting, "Why this nonsense?" Poirot remained mysterious, and soon they arrived at Roger's estate. They arrived at the maid's door, where heart-wrenching sobs echoed. The maid had seen the news bright and early, refusing to believe Eck could commit murder. Poirot thought to himself, "Only the truth can save Eck." The maid confessed she was actually a down-on-her-luck noblewoman. After her father's passing, all she had left was a mound of debt and 5 daughters. She came to work at Roger's place through her sister's connections. Poirot thought to himself, now this maid's love story is quite the roller coaster. Her elder sister had married well. The maid met Eck, and it was love at first sight, sucked into a whirlwind romance. Poirot pulled a ring from his pocket and reverently handed it back to the maid. The maid thanked him, but revealed she had secretly married Eck last March. Roger blew his top upon hearing this because he wanted to matchmake Eck with young Roger. The maid, furious, tossed her wedding ring. The love saga had turned forbidden. Poirot asked, "How long were you and Eck together that night?" The maid recalled, "About 15 minutes. Poirot nodded, believing her, but that still didn't wipe away her suspicion. Just then, the big guy rushed in, shouting, "There's a call for Poirot." The great detective rushed to pick up the phone, thinking it was time to unveil the truth of this mess. Dear viewers, there's definitely only one culprit. Let me know your truth in the comments. Poirot decided to hold the meeting at Roger's factory. With everyone seated, Poirot grabbed the maid's hand, pulling her to the forefront, proclaiming, "This lady married Mr. Eck last March." This revelation left everyone speechless. The whole room suddenly fell silent. Poirot couldn't help but add, "She's a girl with a story, indeed." At this moment, only Mrs. Fire scoffed, retorting, "Sounds like utter nonsense." The maid's face turned beet red as she intended to retort, only to hear young Roger congratulating her. It sounded more like a jab. "If Eck were alive, yeah, I'd be the richest lady in town." Poirot requested the ladies to sit down, subtly signaling, "Ladies and gentlemen, you're all suspects here." She gently reminded, "Each of you has a motive for Roger's demise, starting with big guy here, he's eyeing those factory profits. Next is for the wife and young Roger, seeking more cash. Although the butler is deceased, she definitely had a motive. The maid could kill for Eck, while Eck would also kill for the maid and money. There's evidence to back that up." Roger was alive at 9:30 p.m. of all times, and both the butler and big guy heard him talking in his study. "You've asked for money too often. I can't satisfy your demands." Who would Roger say such things to? Big guy immediately speculated, "You think that was an enemy on the line?" Poirot didn't answer, but shifted to talk about the missing Eck. Eck may have become the third victim in this mystery. No, of course, it's possible that someone helps him dodge the police. If that's the case, where's Eck now? Definitely not in a hotel, too many witnesses. It seems there's only one possible spot. Private nursing home. Poirot turned and asked, who has the power to sneak Eck into a private nursing home? I had to speak the truth. Eck had reached out to me earlier, revealing his plight and debts piling up. He had secretly married the maid, which wasn't a big deal. With a wealthy guardian, it isn't a crime. But the twist in the tale. The guardian wanted him to marry his supposed cousin. I've watched Eck grow up. That night he was killed. Those cops took one glance and wanted to pin it on Eck. This was the very reason I had to step in. Poirot's expression turned serious. I know who the murderer is, right here in this very room. He pulled a folded note from his pocket and passed it to the fake detective.